Hello, welcome back. I remember you. This is our second session, is that correct? Great. I have your file in front of me, and last time we spoke, I had asked you to fill out a small packet so that I can get more insight. And you filled everything out. Thank you very much. I was able to review everything. Well, before we start, would you like something to drink? Yes, it does help to relax your nerves so that you can be comfortable during our session. We have hot tea. Yes, it is so good. Great. I'll fix you a cup. Here's your hot tea. It's delicious, right? It's really good. Okay, let's start. First of all, how are you doing today? Okay. Great. As a reminder, please remember that anything that you and I discuss here stays between us, and no one will ever know unless you give written authorization that you want someone else to have this information or to have access to this information. This is your safe place. You are free to say whatever you want, feel however you want, and let out any type of emotions. If you need to cry, please do, because that is a good way of releasing out your deep feelings that are inside. It is part of the therapy process. Yes, you will not be judged here. This is a no judge zone. So please feel free to be yourself here. I am here for you. We are here for you. So we want to make sure that we can find the proper solutions in order to get through this issue that you have or had. We will be talking about it, the progress of it, as we go further along in our session. but I just wanted to give you that little disclaimer just in case you may need to be reminded. And yeah, so just feel free to be yourself. Do not hold back and look at this as your home. Yes, as your second home. Correct. So get comfortable, sip on your nice hot tea, and relax. So let me start off by asking, how are you doing today? I see. So, since the last time we spoke, has there been any improvement? Has things gotten better? On a scale of 0 to 10, with 0 meaning the problem does not exist whatsoever, and 10 being that the problem is still relevant since the first day we mentioned it, how would you rate where it is today? Okay. What do you feel has caused those to change in that direction? Yes, I do understand that although family is supposed to be a big support group in our lives, they can also be a big stressor as well. And as far as friends, okay. Now, do you feel that it gets worse around certain family members and friends? Or is it like that throughout? What has happened to give you the understanding or the idea that there has been improvement? How far have you gotten towards your goal since the last time we met? Have you been using certain exercises to help you with this? Yes, breathing exercises do help. If you can allow yourself time to breathe in and breathe out, taking deep breaths, inhaling slowly and then exhaling, and then inhaling again and exhaling, and repeating this process over and over. That does help a lot to bring down the tension. And I'm sorry. I have emails coming in from different clients because I allow everyone to reach out to me whenever they have a need or a stressor happens and they need someone to talk to. So my emails are very sporadic and I get contact different times of the day. Yes, I consider my clients family. So back to what we were discussing. So what I was saying before is, yes, you definitely want to use certain exercises that can help you bring it from a 10 or 9 and bring it down to as far as you can, close to 1, with 10 being the extreme, the highest of the emotions, just to tone it down. So if you need to walk, take a walk. If you need to exercise, if you need to do, probably pick up some kickboxing classes to exert out those feelings and those emotions. These things definitely help, and they are a positive outlet to let out these emotions and feelings. So I would definitely recommend doing stuff like that, finding a hobby that you like. Everyone is different, so people are going to like different things. Are you into any type of sports? Okay, you like tennis. Okay, great. Tennis is perfect. You can definitely play tennis with a friend or, even a neighbor or an associate. Or you can even play tennis with yourself against the wall and just go ahead and keep hitting the ball with the racket as hard as you can to help yourself release some of those negative thoughts and negative energies. Yes, this is a good approach for you. I want you to try it out because I do believe that you are harboring a lot of this energy and it's causing you to not be able to move forward, and you're dragging it all along with you, piling up more and more on top of it. So you have to find a way to let it exit out of your system. Yes. I'm just looking over your packet real quick. From the whole experience, from the last time we spoke up to now, what would you say that you have learned from this whole experience? That is very important, yes, because if there is nothing to be learned, then the work has not been done successfully. You have to learn things in order to be able to become better and a new version of yourself. And that's the goal that we want. We want you to be able to have, to obtain new thoughts, new ideas, just a new version of yourself. When you feel new, you do different things, and it's easier for you to let go. And it's easier for you to let go of the past and of things that are bringing you down and everything. Yeah, so even if you treat yourself to something nice, some people, yes, they like to buy themselves a new car, makes themselves feel better, but it doesn't necessarily change how they feel about an issue or a problem that they're going through, and doesn't mean that they are changing for the better. Could just be something they're doing, but they're not exercising the correct things that they need to be exercising. Okay, so what was different this time? I'm looking at your paperwork. Okay, so I'm looking through your paperwork, and I just see a couple of things that I want to ask about. What was different this time that you can use if this happens again? Yes, that's one of the things. And what else? And what kept you going through this? That's a common thing. A lot of people do think about that as a main reason to keep going. So that's a good answer. And always remember to think about those that when you are contemplating on doing something that you know is not the best for you. For instance, a lot of people, when they are in their feelings or they're upset about something, they will turn to something that is not necessarily a positive thing. They will resort to doing drugs or drinking a lot of alcohol and abusing it, or they'll want to fight and get physical. These are all negative things that do not necessarily have good consequences. So we want to try to stay away from those things. And when we do have those thoughts and those feelings of being angry, we want to exert that energy into something more positive. So therefore, as I mentioned to you earlier, the tennis, that is a perfect way to exert that type of energy. Be aggressive with the sport. Make yourself stronger physically, and it'll make yourself stronger mentally. Yes, it's all a process. I do understand it is like a roller coaster ride. There's points where there's times when you're at the ultimate high of the feeling and you just don't know what to do. It's overwhelming. And then there's times when it drops down and you feel fine and you think everything's okay. And then there's other times, again, it comes right back up. This is the everlasting roller coaster ride in life that we as individuals go through. We just have to learn the best approach when we hit the bottom, and to remain positive, and to remember that the only way from the bottom is back up. A lot of people think that they're always going to be at the bottom, so they get very fixated on it, not realizing that there's always going to be a time you're going to get back up. You just have to be patient, and in the meantime, be smart, move smart. Okay, you mentioned a couple things to me, and I wanted to know, now that we've discussed some things, what would you have done differently? What would you do differently next time? Being that you have experienced those feelings periodically still, and instead of allowing yourself to let it take over you, what do you plan or see yourself doing differently next time? That sounds really good. Now we just need to put that into action. I want to show you a chart. I created this chart for you. I do believe that a lot of times people learn the best way visually. You can try to teach people things verbally, but most people like to see it, and they learn better that way. So we're going to take this approach of a chart. So as you can see here, we have the inner core, which is the feelings and the thoughts. So your feelings and your thoughts are the center of everything. What comes out of those feelings and thoughts is your behavior. How do you behave? Are you aggressive? Are you feeling anxious? Are you, sad? All of those things. And then we have allowing those thoughts and feelings to make us do things that are not necessarily the best for us, which is things like doing drugs, alcohol abuse, being violent, anything of those sorts. That's only a downhill effect. Or we can turn those feelings and thoughts into something positive. And it's just a coincidence that you mentioned tennis, and then I have tennis here as well. So if we take this and use an activity that would help us exercise, exerting these thoughts and feelings into something positive, we would come out with something like tennis, or hobby, hiking, or maybe painting, anything that relaxes you or helps you, feel more calm, whether you're letting it out or whether you're trying to allow yourself to come down and to become one. So this is definitely something that you might want to think about more so. And we have the others, which is what I mentioned. You can do other things, hiking, biking, anything that has a positive outcome and helps you with your feelings and thoughts. And then we have people in our lives that can cause these feelings and thoughts, such as friends and family, such as your partner, your children, or other, like your mother, your father, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, or whoever is in your family. These people can be the cause of your feelings and thoughts as to why you have these feelings. So it's kind of like in and out type of thing going on here. And then you have your friends as well. Friends can oftentimes not necessarily be real friends. They could betray you, they can lie, number of things that can happen. So this is what creates these feelings and thoughts that are the core of you, based off friendships and relationships and just things dealing with people. And it can alter your mind into thinking a lot of different things, into feeling certain ways about yourself, and just feeling a lot of sadness and anger. And again, it goes back to behavior. So again, a lot of these things affect your behavior. How do you act towards people or things? A lot of times people who are hurt, they hurt other people. It's a one-way type of thing. This person hurts you, you go around and you hurt the other person. So we want to, the goal here is to not continue the cycle in a negative way. We want to cut it and stop it. We want to reverse the negative and replace it with something positive. So if someone hurts you, we don't want to go ahead and hurt the next person. We probably don't even want to go back and hurt the person that hurt us, because at the end of the day, that is not really doing anything for us. So we need to use that energy and put it into something positive. And I do believe that as you are exercising different things, that is helping you to feel better and to have a more positive outlook on life and how you feel about yourself, that when you are faced again with certain issues, certain stressors, you will not allow it to affect you the same way. Because once the mind learns how to do something, it is kind of hard to repeat the same thing over with new knowledge. Does that make sense? Yeah, so it's kind of like being in a relationship and getting your heart broken. And your first heartbreak ever, you don't know what is a heartbreak. You've never experienced it. So this is your very first time, and it hurts so bad. You don't know what to do, you don't know how to feel, and you don't know who to talk to. So it's going to take you time to process it, to learn how to deal with it, to learn how to move forward from it. But let's say you get your heart broken the second time. Not to say that it won't hurt again, but it's not going to hurt on the level as the first one. Meaning, your mind has already been through a heartbreak and processed that and learned how to cope a little bit better this time around. So maybe this second heartbreak, maybe you don't dread on it as long. Maybe you've learned things that you've done to help you get over heartbreak, and now you do those things, and it helps you to go through the process faster and heal faster. So there is some type of, I want to say, graduation. When you've already experienced something and then you go around it a second time, you become more of a, not an expert or a pro, but you graduate to the next level. So, when you're a newbie, you're a freshman, but then you get familiar, you learn things, and then you graduate to the next level, you become a sophomore. That's just an example, but what I'm saying is, once you've experienced something and you have knowledge of it, you graduate, the mind graduates. So the effect shouldn't be as powerful as it was the first time. I hope that makes sense to you. Okay, so let's carry on to our session. Is there anything that you wanted to share with me? I feel like I've been doing a lot of the talking, pretty much to lighten up the room and to allow you time to think and to feel more comfortable so that you can have your time to want to open up to me. Okay, I am all ears. So share with me your thoughts and things that you feel that you are still currently experiencing. I understand, and that's normal. That's nothing to feel down about. I see it like this. There's a lot of things that we go through that so many other people go through, but we're not aware of it because we don't know that people go through it. So because we don't know people go through it, we feel like we're weird or that we're different, and that we tend to take things more harder on ourselves without realizing that it is normal, it is okay. So it's just, I would say, let's just relax and allow your time, allow yourself to process things, and to allow the time that is needed for you to move forward. I actually think you're doing a wonderful job. I do notice an improvement since the first time, since our first session. Yes, you do look a little bit more happier, but I can tell that the issue is still present, and again, like I said, that's perfectly normal. Things take time. We have to allow the process to do what it does. As long as there is progress, there is hope. No progress is not good. Little progress is great. So always remember that. Little progress is better than no progress. And I do see progress in you. And I am very happy and very proud. Yes, so please do keep that up. That is very good. Okay, and with this information you told me, how does that make you feel? That's good, and you should feel that way. That is great. Okay, and then, so what would you say is your weaknesses at this point? I see. Okay. That is typical. I definitely can see where you're coming from. And what would you say is your strengths? Okay, so that's definitely something you want to focus more on. That way, your strengths can become more profound. Yes, I agree. Okay, I remember last time when you were here, you mentioned that you were doing a particular thing, and this thing was helping you to help you forget about your issues. Are you still doing that? Okay, not as much. Okay, again, little progress is better than no progress. So even if you were at a 10 before when you were doing it a lot, and maybe now you're at a 5, you would say, that is good. So now you're doing less of that, and hopefully in the future we can fizzle it out to a 0 so that you will no longer be doing that. That is the goal. So since your improvements is noticed by yourself, which is good. Has anyone else around you noticed it and made comments and remarks besides myself? That is good. That is really good. I'm so happy to hear that. And how much of a difference did this make? How far would you say that you've gotten to your goal since the last time we spoke compared to now? Okay, so I may have asked this already, but I'm going to ask it again. This is a very important question. So, given that this is our second session, I have to ask, what is better? Yes. Since the last time we spoke, up until now, given the situation, what is better? Tell me everything that you see and feel is better. Okay. That's really good. That is really good. Okay. Well, is there anything else that you wanted to share with me and to let out? So you had mixed emotions from time to time. One minute you're feeling high, next minute you're feeling low. That is normal. A lot of people go through that. Like I mentioned before with the roller coaster ride, one minute you're up, next minute you're down. We all go through those things. So it's not just you. The only thing is, when you're down, you have to think positive. Because when you're up and you look back on when you were down, you have to remember that you are up there because of decisions you made when you were down there. I'm going to say that again. When you are down, you have to go about it in the most positive way. Because once you go up and you're at your high again, you have to remember how you went about it when you were down, because that's how you got up there. And hopefully you stay up there for a longer time. Yes, that happens when you are able to understand why you're down here a lot. When you do not learn and do better while you're down here, you're going to only stay up top. You're only going to stay up for a little bit, and you're going to go right back down, because nothing was learned in the downfall stage. Yes, so yes, in order to keep your high longer, you have to learn what happened when you were down and how you can improve from that. That's great. I am so happy to hear that. Okay, well, if you don't have anything else to share with me, I think this concludes our therapy session for today. Just know that I'm very proud of you and your achievements and your progress. Please continue to keep it up and to incorporate more positive things into your life. Stay away from the negatives. And the more you add positivity to your life, the more positive you can become. So anything that's causing you to be negative and to give you bad thoughts and bad feelings, try your best to eliminate it or to decrease it if you can. Yes, you are the goal, you are the main thing, and we have to make sure that we can get you on the right track. If at any time you need to talk, you are always welcome to call me. Yes, I can give you my cell phone number again. That is no problem. Like I said, I have clients that call me all throughout the day, all different hours. You can share with me good news, bad news, it doesn't matter. I am here for you if you ever want to talk. So don't ever feel like you are alone, because that's not true. I am here for you. Okay, that's great. I hope you enjoyed your tea. Okay, great. Well, it was a pleasure seeing you again, and I look forward to our next session. Just before you leave out, make sure you book your next appointment so that we can continue our sessions, so that we can make sure we get you to where we need you to be. Great. Well, you take care.